Hey guys, this is Jamie. So I got ill, so obviously I couldn't talk with a sore throat. And this is a topic I wanted to cover when it happens. So recently, um, in the a state representative of Sao Paulo called Fabiana Bolsonaro did blackface as an allegory, as a metaphor for how women's rights are being taken away. So right now she will be facing a crime for racism and a crime for transphobia. The thing happens in the Sao Paulo Assembly, State Assembly specifically, and what she did was she got to the stands. She took a foundation base which was much darker than her skin, as she says she's a white woman. And if she takes a black foundation and sort of uses it to say that she's black, she's doing the same thing as trans women are doing to womanhood in her transphobic opinion. And she said that obviously in her opinion that trans women do not go through the life issues that women face, which is not the case, because trans women go through life as women, and they might have different sort of or more added on complications with transphobia. They might have other issues that women don't face, specifically like in the medical field, or they still deal with different issues like infertility from different parts. They deal with misogyny, they deal with sexism. Uh, so this is absolutely insane to have a woman say something like trans women are not women, because obviously trans women are women. But I understand that in the current state of the world, we have like J.K. Rowling doing a whole charades and a whole insane fight against trans people. So this is nothing new, but I do want to say that Brazil has been advancing, and I feel like the public perception has been better over the years. And obviously, I'm a trans man. I have a very close family in Brazil through my in-laws, and I have been very accepted as a trans dude. So to me, it feels a bit sort of we're going a bit backwards, but obviously we're gonna have transphobic issues. And the reality still is that trans women very often gets much more harder transphobia than trans men. And specifically in Brazil's case, where we have more violent crimes committed against trans women and murders as well. But what I wanted to highlight about Fabiana Bolsonaro, also who is not related to Bolsonaro, is that she said that she was not doing blackface, while clearly doing that. And also, like while I was searching, an interesting search popped up, so I'm gonna like throw it somewhere here, which clearly shows that people have the right things in mind instead of addressing her blackface. But anyway, what I wanted to say was taking a foundation and putting it a shade darker to show that you are a race that you're not, as she says, because there's also controversy if because she has said that she's mixed before and now she's saying that she's white, which also goes into an interesting sort of discussion because a lot of the people who support Bolsonaro are in bed with white supremacy, alt-right pipelines, and insane racism tactics and racist ideology. So this goes even further, despite the fact that Brazil has a very large mixed and black population. It is just a very bizarre situation where you have a woman obviously like painting herself in the foundation. You can see like in the videos as well, like some people were trying to stop her, telling her, like, what are you doing? And she just continued doing it. But obviously, we're talking about a woman who took Bolsonaro's last name as a sort of political symbol for her, because that is her sort of political name. She claims to be Christian, and fights for women's rights, but is she really if she's not fighting for the rights of women? And specifically, this situation was because she was against the fact that Erica Hilton was appointed as the head of women's rights in Brazil. and Erica Hilton is a black trans woman as well. So obviously, all of this was to highlight and to do a proper hate crime against Erica Hilton, which is very unfortunate and shouldn't be done. And I do appreciate that even though she wasn't arrested on the spot, the situation is apparently being taken care of very carefully and being looked into because it is a crime of racism and a crime of transphobia. I honestly just don't know what to say because it is a very difficult situation right now in Brazil with the upcoming elections coming up in the end of the year. And you have a lot of friction and you have a lot of tension between like people who vote for Lula, people who voted for Bolsonaro, but obviously he's in jail, thankfully. And people fight over that. And obviously, Bolsonaro's sort of tactics, Bolsonaro's policy were to sort of sweep in and to push people to an extreme, sort of racist, insane alt right, rather than sort of a more moderate, central, or right. And Brazil has had its problem, obviously, in the past, but right now, with the world and the state that it is in, Brazil does not need someone who looks up to Trump and who sort of looks into alt right politics. Actually, no one needs alt right politics. But the problem is that obviously, because this niche was created, this need, this idea that this is how the right should be and how what people should be looking into and the alternative to like a left government should be an alt right isn't the solution. Well, obviously, like it's difficult for me to sort of try and be empathetic in this case because I am very left leaning, but I try to be compassionate in this case, and I try to sort of understand that okay, maybe people have how to put this. I come from Eastern Europe, so to put it very bluntly, I don't see corruption as an issue because I am just used to corruption existing in politics. Like all the parties are corrupt, so you might as well just vote for like a party that thinks about your rights because both of them will be corrupt. So do you want someone who'll be racist and wants to kill you, or do you want someone who will fight for your rights but will still like steal money from the government? And obviously, I am very much interested in the rights of people. I'm very interested in equality. I talk about LGBT rights, so obviously I can't imagine like going to a a polling booth, and just like choosing against someone's rights. Like I would always be for people's rights rather than getting them taken away. So that's pretty much my sort of read my thoughts on it, how I think people should be voting. And also to go back to Fabiana Bolsonaro, obviously she said that she did not do blackface, and she did say that she has done protests in the past, but she didn't clarify like has she done blackface in the past? Like who knows, you know? So we might have a Justin Trudeau situation over here where like we're gonna have more photos of her like putting on the wrong shade of foundation just to prove a point. And that's not how it works. You can't just do a racist crime to say that it's an analogy for another crime. Like, I don't know what this lady is thinking, and I understand that this happened like in an isolated sort of situation. I hope isolated situation in Brazil, and this kind of went all over Brazil. But obviously, the rights is gonna be quiet about it or support it, and I do think it's a situation that needs to be addressed. And obviously, I don't want insane external pressure from abroad, but I do sort of feel like this needs to be sort of shown as how ridiculous the transphobia goes, that people go into racist crimes to do it. People go the lengths to do blackface to justify their own stupidity. And this just shows how stupid it is. Like, if you're trying to justify transphobia with racism, like, what are we doing here? Like, two wrongs don't make a right. And that's pretty much what I wanted to focus on today. So I'm sorry if the video was a bit all over the place. I'm still like, this is my first video after being ill, and I was like ill for like 3 weeks, so I didn't have kendo lessons, I didn't have anything. I was really tired, and like I could barely speak because my voice was just like gone. So yeah, so this is why I made this video in English. I also wanted to raise awareness of the stupidity and to highlight how stupid transphobia is. And obviously, I've talked about transphobia in my videos a lot. So obviously, if you're here, you probably are aware of certain things. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I truly hope she will get both crimes, obviously, because she committed both, and I just put her in jail. That's just me, but I don't know all the Brazilian juridical system. But anyway, yeah, she's a threat. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please feel free to subscribe. Feel free to leave a like. Feel free to leave a comment. Let's all get angry for Fabiana Bolsonaro. Like, seriously, like, insane behavior. Thank you very much.